Thank you so much, Bridget, for joining us. Bridget, schools will be going fully online until at least September 8th. As a full-time nurse and a single mother, what does that mean for you?
It's very difficult. Actually, I have two kids going to two different schools in two different grades. And getting that news was very shocking because now I have to figure out how I'm going to get both of them on track online at the same time every single day. And when we went on this quarantine last year, it was hard because they both had Zoom meetings for different projects, different classrooms at the same time, and trying to kind of like corral them to get their homework done was nearly impossible. And the schools were giving me different websites almost every single day that I had to log on to at this time and turn in paperwork. And I was talking to other parents that went to different schools, and they said, oh, my kids got their grades, and whatever grade they were at that point is where they were. And that was not the case for my kids. So they were not only flooded with work and trying to navigate through the internet, and where I live, we don't have the best internet for this, the optimum speed or anything, and it's not available to us. So it's very difficult for me, especially because I need to sleep during the day so I can work at night.
Yeah, well, how does this affect your work too? You have a very demanding job.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for sure. It's, before I could drop them off at school, kind of sneak in a few hours of sleep and then pick them up and go to work and be fine. And now I'm just going to have to kind of power through it to make sure they stay on task and they're logged in, and that I can kind of get my work schedule wrapped around it.
This decision puts the burden of both parent and teacher on you. Do you think you can be on the front line of this pandemic and make sure your kids are doing their coursework?
God, I hope so. It is very, very difficult. Being the teacher element, like, I did not sign up for that. I'm not able to, especially when there was no online instruction with it. It was just a website with these assignments. And it was like 5 websites in my daughter's case. And navigating through those 5 websites, trying to keep her on task was like nearly impossible. And then I had to go back to my son and get him through go through Google Docs, and then go back to the school and go to these websites and turn things in. And I struggled with it myself because I don't even know that content. I don't know what they're doing. All of a sudden, I'm thrown into the 5th grade and the 7th grade all over again with new material that I never learned when I was that age.
This sounds so challenging. On top of this, do you have at-home safety protocols for when you come back from work?
Well, I'm fortunate to work. I do work as a COVID nurse at night, and we've been COVID since February. And I'm fortunate, like, we have PPE available to us. I wipe down my car before I get in. I sanitize my shoes there. We change out of our own scrubs into the hospital scrubs before and after our shift. When I get home, I have a bleach bucket. I put my shoes in. I wash my scrubs separately. I shower. I don't see the kids or touch them till after I've showered. I wipe down the entire car. It's a process in itself, just to come in the house to make sure that I don't pass anything to them.
After Labor Day, the kids might start to go back to school, with public schools offering an alternative online option for all students, online only. So as a healthcare professional, but also a mother, which option will you be choosing and why?
Well, the schools have told me we're kind of at standstill. There isn't a definite answer on either one. There's no definitive answer as to what we're doing. So it's kind of like hold your breath and wait. Seeing the ramifications this COVID-19 has had, it's very difficult for me to say I feel comfortable sending the kids to school, only because I've seen people die very quickly from the virus. I've seen people turn. I've seen it affect every age group, every demographic, with or without pre-existing comorbidities. So I struggle with, and I'm still undecided as to what I'm going to do about that, because I don't know if the school can actually maintain any type of cleanliness to prevent COVID. And I don't know if the kids are able to. I mean, you're going to cram them in this building, and we struggle with it even as nurses, like how we don't spread it to each other. So I don't think a kid is able to. I'd rather them go to school for the social element, but the safety element is I don't think they're able to. They just don't have the responsibility.
Have you talked with them about that if they go back? Like,
Yeah, I have, and they both assure me, oh, they can do it, but they also tell me that about cleaning their room and everything else. So they have no credibility with me.
do you want your kids to go back to in person? I mean, would that be better than online? I mean, there's a lot of factors here, I understand.
Right. I do think that in person is better. And I think they need the not only the social element of school, but the instructional element. Like learning from a computer and online when we've been classroom oriented since kindergarten is very hard for these kids. I just don't think, even I don't like online learning, but I think that they kind of are able to dismiss it more and not learn as easily. And it'd be interesting to see like how the performance is from that. But I don't think that online is as good.
So will they have some input in your decision, or is it just not a practical consideration as much as you might want to give them some say in those?
I'd like them to have some input, but I'd like them to also have like some accountability. Right now they can do the mask thing, but that's from here to the store. That's not for hours on end during the day. So
Not touching the mask, not playing
right
masks.
Even adults, I see adults like completely touching the inside of the mask and doing things wrong. So I don't foresee how kids can possibly do it correctly.
As a nurse, and based on what you've seen treating the virus, do you think in-person classes are even possible, even if we do masks and social distancing and have limited capacity?
I think requires so much to have it be completely COVID safe that it's nearly impossible. I mean, the schools would have to really, really, I mean, even at the hospital element, like we're oxyburying everything and wiping things down and sanitizing things and changing. It's just so hard for the schools to be on top of it and keep a schedule.
What if they could do a lot of classes outside? That's been floated a number of places.
If they could keep the kids' attention, by all means.
What if the governor decides that it's not safe for kids to return to school? What issues do you foresee for yourself and your family?
Well, it will be difficult to have them learn to the standard that the education should be. And especially for the schools they go to, they do have a high educational standard. And I just don't know how they're going to make that up.
So you mean in terms of being able to keep up with what they need to know?
Right. Being at level and being able to advance and stay at level or be even ahead, or it would take so much responsibility on these kids to and kids aren't responsible at any age to turn in homework. I mean, definitely not at my kids' age. They're 10 and 12. So
what about for you? I mean, you found this workaround sort of with your work schedule and having to also be their teacher. Can you do this for the long term?
It's going to be exhausting, but I suppose if I have to, I will. I've talked to a few nurses on the unit I'm on, and we've kind of said like we can buddy up and kind of tackle each other's kids, but we're so across the board in age groups that I don't know if that's actually possible.
Do you feel supported right now at your employer, with given everything you have to do and just your regular job with balancing these new responsibilities with your family? Are you getting the support you need from your employer?
I feel like I am. I happen to work on like a really unique unit that I'm also going through a divorce, and my unit director works with my days off, my scheduling, what nights I need to work. And the only difficulty is with the actual COVID-19 virus, just the way that it works.
Bridget, talk about what you were doing before COVID in your job and how that has changed and evolved since the first cases showed up in February. What has that been like for you?
It's been really difficult. Before the unit the unit I'm on, and I've been on this unit, we were a general medicine unit. So we got every single patient imaginable. We got dialysis patients, surgical patients, just medicine patients. In February, we went to COVID rule out. So we were taking the patients as they came in, and we would determine whether they had COVID-19 or not. And then if they did, we would determine, or didn't, we would float them to a different area of the hospital. So the hospital started filling up, and then we started taking COVID positive patients, negatives, and rollouts. So the shift was really extreme. Like at one point, a nurse would go through 8 different patients in a night, which is very difficult on a nurse. And it was really hard at first, the scare of COVID-19, just being in that room, kind of knowing the virulence of the virus and being around it and knowing like we're face to face with it. Now it seems like we're so used to it that we've gotten it down so well. We get our PPE on, we get in the rooms. I mean, I've been within inches of COVID-19 positive patients, placing nasogastric tubes and such. And I feel fine. I feel as though I'm okay. I don't leave there with that anxiety anymore. Like, oh my God, I'm wake up in the morning with a sore throat and I automatically would assume it was COVID-19 but I've never been tested, and we've gotten it so down that we just get it done, get in the room, get our PPE on. Even when we have incidents where patients are coding, we get our PPE on, make sure we're safe. We have mirrors up and other nurses to check us. And then we get the HEPA filters on and we go in the room. So I feel like we've gotten it so down that we work so cohesive as a unit that it's just the anxiety isn't there as much.
How have you tried to navigate that anxiety also with your kids, knowing that you might get sick, they could get sick, the world's turned upside down for them? How have you managed to cope with this the last 4 months, 5 months?
Right. Yeah, it's been hard, but we've just kind of vented to each other within my unit. I have anyway. I haven't, or other nurses within the hospital. I really don't put it on the kids so I don't scare them, but it's been difficult. But we've all kind of just vented to each other our fears, and I mean, as kind of been a support group to each other as nurses.
Do your kids ask you about what's going on in your job?
Yeah, because people would say like, oh, it's not a real thing, it's not this. And I'd say, no, really, like, you don't want to know what I saw last night, or you don't want to know, if we had a patient pass away, or we had, and their age, or, what we see firsthand is completely different than what you're hearing. And I'm telling you the absolute truth. Like, this virus isn't to be disregarded in any way, shape, or form.
Well, Bridget, thank you for talking with us, and good luck as we navigate these strange times.
Thank you.